I'm not going to sit here and say like I didn't do my due diligence and the facility that I received the surgery from didn't do theirs. I was the problem, and this is why I'm making the video. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another Weight Loss Wednesday. It is your good sis, Yamani Alexis, and welcome to the Layers of Lex channel, where we do a deep dive into fitness and weight loss. Okay, so today's video is going to be discussing a topic that is very near and dear to my heart and something that I have so much experience in, which is the VSG surgery. The sleeve is what we call it, right? In the weight loss community, we call it the sleeve. Before we start, I have to preface this video by saying I do not take away from anybody else's experience. I don't want to sway your decision, but I just want you to keep some things in mind. Okay, so first things first, we're going to start off with the history. Back in 2018, I was pre-diabetic. I was over 300 pounds and I needed a solution quick. I had a personal trainer. I had lost about 20 pounds prior to 2018. And
oh my God, this fly.
And once the holidays had rolled around for that year, I had gained the weight back plus more. So I knew that it had everything to do with the things that I was eating and not what I was willing to do. I was willing to lose the weight. I was doing really good, but food had a really strong hold over me. Up until recently, for years. Ever since I was a kid, I have had an unhealthy relationship with food. I knew that it was something that was beyond me that needed to be done. I knew that there was measures that need to be taken that were above me that needed to be done, right? So with that being said, I decided to finally listen to my doctor, because this is something she had pitched to me before in the past and I wasn't quite comfortable with. Like, I had did my research on weight loss surgery, mainly the sleeve, and just wasn't comfortable with the outcome, with the risk factors that I was reading. So I just decided to opt out. I'm like, oh, I can do it myself. I don't need any help. And that was the furthest from the truth, right? So that's the history. So the date of surgery on June 1st of 2018, I weighed 305 pounds. Normally with the VSG surgery, you are required to fast for 2 weeks. Sorry, correction. You are required to do a liquid only diet for 2 weeks. And the reason that is to shrink the fat around your organs, mainly your liver. So the instruments that they use during surgery don't have a problem getting to your stomach, right? So for me, I had my weight loss surgery at Harlem Hospital right here in New York City, and they didn't require me to do a liquid diet of just protein for 2 weeks prior to my surgery. I actually didn't have to fast at all. The only thing that I had to do was stop eating the night before surgery. Literally it. Like, I think the last meal I could have was before 7 p.m. In my mind, what it did was set me up for failure. Like, I didn't have anything to work towards, in a sense. So with me doing all my research prior to surgery, I understood that I was supposed to fast or have a liquid diet for 2 weeks. And because I was exempt from that, it kind of like planted like this thing in my mind where the process of losing weight was going to be really easy for me. And it was, in a sense. And I'm going to get into that. So I'm sorry, there's sirens in the back. It's kind of throwing me off. But day of surgery, 305 pounds on June 1st, 2018. That was a life-changing day for me. Even the process after surgery, I didn't really have any complications. The only thing that I kept doing was like vomiting. I would go to sleep for hours, wake up, vomit. They would bring me things on a tray and I would take a sip and I would feel full at a sip. And I'm like, I can't eat anymore. I can't drink anymore. It was really weird. Right, so fast forward a few days later, I go home and I'm being instructed, there's these injections I have to give myself so I don't get blood clots. I have to walk a lot, and that just wasn't an issue for me. Like, I think I walked the heels off my feet because I was just so afraid of having any complications that I was walking unnecessarily and just like doing the most. Like, my partner at the time was like, if you don't sit down, I'm going to make you sit down because you just walk all day. Like, for a person to have just come out of surgery, you're already picking Sacred up from school, which is my son. You're already picking him up from school. You're not even 2 weeks out of surgery. Like, you're just too active for somebody who just had a major surgery, right? And this is where the unhealthy habits begin to form for me, right? And you're required to have seen a psychiatrist prior to surgery, a nutritionist, and all those things. And those are things I did. I'm not going to sit here and say like I didn't do my due diligence and the facility that I received the surgery from didn't do theirs. I was the problem, and this is why I'm making the video. They did let me know that there was a possibility that I would gain the weight back after surgery if I wasn't careful, and that definitely did happen. But where the seed was planted for me, where the problems began with the unhealthy thought process behind the surgery, is when I was stepping on the scale every morning and I was like 3 to 5 pounds down every single day. And it was just so shocking to the point where I was like jumping off the scale, like, what the hell is going on? I was so confused, so flabbergasted. And I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, yo, I'm losing 5 pounds a day. Every day I stepped off the scale was mind-boggling to me. So just imagine you see yourself being this really big person. Every time you step on the scale, you're 5 pounds lighter, and you didn't really have any complications out of surgery. So you feel like this is easy, right? And that's where the danger steps in. That's where it came in for me. So once I was able to, I did start working out. I still was eating right. But before I was even permitted to eating soft foods, I had a gathering at my house. My best friend had came into town, and I was a host, and I had fried some chicken. I had made some food for my guests that were in my home, and something in me was just like, take a bite of the chicken. And I did. And I suffered. When I say suffered, for like a week or two, just from trying to eat like I don't even know how to explain it. Like it wasn't even a full bite. It was a nibble. The nibble of chicken that I decided to consume gave me a week or two of pain. It was just so bad, right? Like I said, I wasn't even introduced to soft foods yet. So before and after surgery, typically, like I said, people who have to do the liquid diet for 2 weeks prior to surgery have to do the liquid diet for 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after. So I was only subjected to the 2 weeks after. I didn't build that discipline prior to surgery, which was kind of dangerous, right? Like I said, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm blaming myself. So I took a step back after I took that nibble of chicken and sat all the way down, right? I think I even tried to consume a little bit of alcohol that night too, if I wasn't mistaken. And my stomach was just like, hell to the no, is what my stomach told me, right? Like I could actually feel where they put the staples in my stomach. I could feel the burning of the food trying to pass through. And now, mind you, I haven't had solid food in 2 weeks, maybe even a week. And I just had a major surgery, and I tried to consume. It was just a lot. Okay. So I wasn't given the opportunity to build that discipline prior to surgery with the 2 week thing. And mind you, you're cooking. Of course, you want to taste your food. You got everybody in your house telling you how good your food is, and you're like, dang, I can't even have none. Let me get a little taste. And my partner at the time was not present, because he would have cussed me out for sure. So however, whatever, I did it. It was a bad decision. And once I was cleared after my 6 weeks to start working out, I did just that, and the weight was just dropping. And when you watching your body transform, and you're able to wear clothes that you weren't able to wear before, and everybody's complimenting you on how good you look, there's people accusing you of bleaching your skin because your skin is starting to glow, and you're losing all of that hyperpigmentation that you used to have. It's just like a beautiful feeling. And then you fall in love with life again. And then you begin to live that inner child in you is just like screaming. And when you have unhealthy habits with food, your happy place is food. You get what I mean? So I was not mentally prepared for VSG surgery. I really wasn't. Hence, which is why I gained the weight back. Once we were on lockdown for quarantine and the gyms were closed, the gym was like my second home. And the fact that I wasn't able to go to the gym like really hurt me bad. Like, it was insane. Like, the detriment that it had on me when the gyms were closed. I tried to do the Chloe Ting workouts when I was home, and that was what was trending at the time because everybody was home. So all I saw on TikTok was Chloe Ting, and I did her workouts, and I felt good in the moment, but like right after I would order a crab boil. Right after I would order food instead of cooking food. You know, we couldn't go outside at a certain point in time. Everybody had to be subjected to the house, and I'm living with my brother at the time, and we're arguing because we're in confined spaces all day, and my job is now in jeopardy, and I'm hyped because I have all this extra income, so that means I can order whatever I want to eat. And because I have an unhealthy relationship with food, and I feel like weight loss is just this fast thing that has been happening for me for the past year and a half, of course I'm thinking, I can't gain the weight back. My stomach is so small. I will only be able to consume certain amounts of food. But the quality of the food that I was eating was so terrible that I was still managing to gain weight. And because I found myself in this happy place, and over time I just kept eating, and I lost the bandwidth for going to the gym. Even once the gym started opening up, I hate the fact that I have to wear a mask. I can hardly breathe the way I want to. People are looking at you crazy if you sneeze or cough. It was just a lot that was going on in my little old head. It was so strange. It was really a strange time. Like, you're processing grief from hearing about people that you've known and loved your entire life are dropping like flies. 2020 into 2023 was such a weird time for me. It was a very weird time for me. It was a lot of transitions going on in life, breakups to makeups to new relationships, losing loved ones. It was a tough time for me. So all of those things combined created a monster. But a monster turned phoenix, right? Because right now, present time, I'm trying to kill my old self and rejuvenate her from her ashes. All right? So I turned from monster to phoenix. It was more than just a pandemic. It was more than just COVID. It was a virus that was just attacking me spiritually. And I came back. But that stronghold that food had over me was still present. It was still very much so there. With the weight loss, with my stomach being cut in half, the stronghold that food had over me was still very much so prevalent in my life. So we're going to cover how I was able to start to remove that food stronghold over me in next week's video. But if you're watching this, if you're considering having VSG surgery, I challenge you to mentally overcome your food stronghold. It's going to take more than just you, though. It's going to take the will of God and for him to grace your life and to pour into you. It's going to take prayer. It's going to take fasting. It's going to take a lot of things that I've currently implemented into my life years later. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm coming and bringing this back to you guys, because everything happens full circle. I honestly and truthfully believe that I gained the weight back in order to educate. I feel like God was preparing me. I came very close to my goal of where I wanted to be. I came very close to being approved for plastic surgery. I came very close, and a worldwide phenomenon came in and shattered the way I saw things. It shattered where I was going. It made me break up my old road to pave a new one. So here I am. I decree and declare that I am going to be in my dream body in 2025 going into 2026. This is y'all hearing it from me publicly right now. I'm professing it to the world. I'm praying to God for it, that I will be in my dream body transitioning from 2025 going into 2026. I decree and declare. I declare that over my life. I declare that I no longer have any food strongholds. I repent against the spirit of gluttony. I do. And I pray the same for you. If you're watching this, if you are still considering weight loss surgery, good for you. Weight loss surgery is probably the best decision. Weight loss surgery is probably the best decision outside of God that I've made on my own. Because like I said, I was able to gain the weight back, and now I'm more educated on things from both spectrums, from being overweight and from getting as small as 230 pounds in my adult life. And I looked amazing. I looked great. I was feeling myself, y'all. I was feeling myself. But I just have to be honest with you and say, like, it takes mental strength, mental fortitude. It takes God. It takes prayer. It takes a lot of things in order to keep going, to keep striving, and to not give up. I gave up. Don't be like me, okay? Don't be like me. I hope you guys were able to learn something for this video. I do not want to talk y'all heads off, but I just wanted to share my experience. Current day, I weigh 272 pounds, just 30 pounds under what I weighed the day of weight loss surgery. Like I said, I did gain all the weight back, but I decree and declare that I will be in my dream body, transitioning from 2025 to 2026. You are hearing it here first, folks, and you're going to watch me do it. So if you want to watch me do it, I suggest you subscribe and turn that post notification bell on. I suggest you like the video so you can send this out to more people who are considering VSG surgery or weight loss, period. I suggest you subscribe so you can see this journey play out and watch me hold tight to my word and watch me be the woman I truly desire to be under God. And I just want to say, God bless you. You, your journey, your life, your family, your loved ones. I'm praying for you. I'm about to get emotional, so I'm going to get off this camera. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And I will see you guys in next week's Weight Loss Wednesday. Yamani Alexis signing out and signing off.